All right, welcome everybody. Been a few years. Phil here with MP Motorsports. Uh, did those videos a few years ago on how to build a racing lawnmower. Um, got a lot of great responses. Got a few negative responses. Some people didn't think that the content was beginner-ish enough. I know it's not a word. Feel free to type your comment in the bottom. So we're going to try to do something different this time. I met a gentleman at the last race of the year this year over in Fremont, New Hampshire, and he wanted to get into racing. Talked to him a little bit more. It seemed like he had the basic skills he needed to do it, and I figured this was a good opportunity to do a video from a beginner's standpoint in this sport. So what we're going to try to accomplish here is build this Craftsman box style chassis, the old square steel hooded Craftsman, start to finish, same as the last video. It's going to be same content as the last video, a little more involved. I'm going to detail out some of the processes a little bit more. Same as last time, I'm not going to teach you how to weld. I'm not going to teach you how to drill holes. I'm not going to teach you how to cut steel. YouTube has thousands of videos to do that. If you want to learn to build a sanctioning body, US LMRA, ARMA, any of the people who work under those banners, you want to learn to build that kind of chassis, what's called a prepared chassis, this video is for you. You want to build a backyard mower for $200, this video is not for you. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to John Linville. He's the gentleman that is going to be the rookie in this build. He's going to do all the work himself. My only role in this is to give him guidance, mentorship, assist him to the races. Obviously, I will give him all my years of experience in gearing and you name it, and we're going to see how he does. We'll probably follow this series for many videos through his first year racing. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt right off the bat and survives. So let's bring in John.
Hi there, how you doing?
All right, so this is John Linville. Tell us how what got you interested in this, John?
So I'm a volunteer firefighter here in town, and every year the grass drags show up and they bring the lawnmower races. And every year I'd say, boy, you know, that looks like fun. And this year I got to spend some time in the pits, got to meet the racers and their families, and just a real nice bunch of people. And in talking to them without getting into how much exactly they have, because it's none of my business, but I was able to guesstimate how much it was going to cost to build a competitive mower. And I approached my family about it. They're behind it 100%. Like Phil says, I am a welder, not the best. Comments below.
He's all right.
But I'm looking forward to building this from the ground up.
Awesome. Tell everybody what you've gathered for parts already and where you're headed with this.
Sure. So I sat down and I did a spreadsheet. I've been involved in cars since I was a little kid, so obviously I have some working knowledge of what it takes to make a car go down the track. And reached out, did some research, different companies. I'm not sure if we're supposed to say who.
Go for it. There's only a few.
Okay, so between EC carburetors and BMI, I reached out, looked at Speedway Motors. For those of you that are into full size and some of the other karting, they offer parts. I elected to buy my front end as opposed to make my front end. I'm limited. This is not a fab shop. This is my garage. There's all kinds of stuff on the other side that are out of camera view. Could I have done it? Probably. Sometimes it's just easier to buy. So I did. I bought a complete front end with the spindles and the tie rods. I have a stack of tubing here. There's some tubing on the bench that I bought locally at Tractor Supply. You can buy it at wherever is closest to you. The rear axle came from EC. I bought their complete kit, from the hubs all the way in, one-stop shopping with the bearings and the cassettes. Again, to ease the transition into building my first one. I don't have a vast knowledge of mowers at all, so this is fairly new to me. So any steps that I could take, as long as they fell within the budget, I think were steps well taken. I hope to have this complete with me in the seat, ready to go for less than $2,500. That's what I've given myself as a benchmark to shoot for. We bought everything to build the rolling chassis, and that, if you want to ask, you can leave a comment. I'm happy to share where I bought the stuff from and how much it cost. But just do some research. Just get online. HeyMo is a great place to ask questions and to look at other builds. The internet is huge. I reached out to Phil, and I met some other racers that are here in the county that have a lot of experience, and they've been just fantastic, sharing their stories and their suggestions on what worked for them, what didn't work for them. I'm going to be running in the govern class this year, so my expectations are that I'm going to learn to drive the cart, make the cart stay as stable and flat going into the corners as possible, and
Let's stop you right there. It's not a cart.
right, mower.
Mower. Sorry.
That's
I'm not
fine.
going to edit that
No.
either.
Okay, so all right, ready?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm hoping to make the mower go around the corners tight as I can, stay upright, stay me upright, and not be dead last. And if we can accomplish those goals, then we can look at what's in the budget for next season, some engine upgrades, stuff that, you can't do yourself.
Yeah, and that's an awesome way to look at it. I started this back in 2009. Just wanted to take our son to the races in what was called their stock class. And it really was just a stripped down mud bogger mower that they were running around in this little circle. And the only thing that we went to the track with in mind was that we could finish a 20 and 30 lap race. And, we finished a 30 lap race. That's great. The mower stayed together. Were we competitive? Probably not. We probably got lapped 3 or 4 times. But my son was literally 14 years old at the time. So our next goal was to be competitive, be able to finish, lead lap. We got to that point within a couple races, and then it was, okay, now let's shoot for how do we win one of these races. So everything's baby steps. Everything's in, in perspective, and you gotta work within your limitations. Be safe. The premise to a prepared chassis is being as safe as you possibly can out there. I have people ask me, how come you don't put roll cages on them? How come you don't have seat belts on them? If you want a roll cage, go to kart racing. A seat belt, getting a super modified or a stock car. One of the mystiques about lawnmower racing is, that it is a little dangerous. Takes a little sack to get out there and do that. And I don't want to say that as a sexist thing, because my wife's a national champion in this sport. But she raced against men for a long time. There is a lot of great women racers out there. One of the things I plan on covering in some of these video series that I'm going to start up on MP Motorsport over on YouTube is covering some of the legends of the sport. I'm going to do some interviews with some of the people from way back that can tell you how the sport got started, things like that. So stay tuned. If you haven't checked out MP Motorsport on YouTube, it's not sports because I couldn't get the S. Somebody else already had that. And they had motorsports. We're mower sports, but
With a W.
Yeah. So, it's just how YouTube went, and they didn't want to give us the other name. So it is Mower Sport, MP Mower Sport. Go over there and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you want. That way, when we put out some of this content, you get notified that there's a new video out. I'm going to try to keep these videos somewhat short but frequent. We're going to build this more over the course of the next 2-3 months. The holidays slow things down a little bit, but after Christmas we'll get on this thing. John does have his first sponsor, so we'll cover over here. It's going to be backwards, but Manok Motorsports. They looks like they deal a little bit of everything. They got dirt, street, snow, so snowmobiles. This gentleman has agreed to wrap his mower. He's going to be number 65. He's doing that as a dedication to myself. This is the 65th mower, Racing Lawn Mower, that I've built in the last 11 years. So I think that's kind of cool that he picked that number for that. So we'll turn you around here and we'll show you what we got going on the table here, and kind of give you an idea of where we're headed. So as you can see, we got stripped down old Craftsman box chassis. I will filter in a few still photos into this and just voice over some of it. We got regular 16 gauge 1-inch box tubing there. We've got the starts of a transmission plate right here down in the front. We've got our cassette holders. We've started making some other pieces. We talked about getting the running boards mounted and where we're going to go from this. Not every video will be with me here. John has agreed to do some of the camera shots, a little bit of the video himself, send it to me and I'll upload it. John may choose to, get his own page going. I don't know if he's chosen a race team name yet or not. Have you, John?
Yeah, my wife and I are big Disney fans, and so we've gone with Hey Hey Racing. Hey Hey being the rooster from Moana. So look for the rubber chickens.
Nice. See, I didn't even know that, folks. So I'm gonna kind of wrap that up with this. Stay tuned. Like I said, hit YouTube, MP Motorsport. Like, subscribe. The other 2 videos I did are over there. The machine that we built in those videos was the machine that my wife won her national championship on. So that video documented the building of that machine. Went to its first race. I never really went further than the first race, but it did win the ARMA National Championship for Superstock in 2016 with my wife piloting it. So, it was a nice little accomplishment for the video. So, we're going to sign off, and get any comments, let me know. You can also hit our Facebook page. Probably going to put this notification out there first. It's MP Motorsports on Facebook. Go over there and like the page. And probably most video notifications will go out on Facebook first and link to YouTube. So have a great day, guys, and stay tuned.